Welcome to World History with Mr. Giese. In this episode, we will be discussing the causes of World War I. So by the end of the video, you'll be able to answer why Europe was on the brink of war in 1914. Leading up to 1914, European nations were more tense, and these tensions put them on the brink of war. The four factors that led to this tension were militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism. The first factor that we'll discuss is that of militarism, or the buildup of military resources. This was done primarily to protect their colonies. As every other nation did this, all nations became more nervous. The second factor is alliances. Because of the military buildup, nations started to build partnerships or alliances with other nations to help protect themselves. The first was an alliance of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy, the Triple Alliance. As this happened, France and Russia grew more nervous and created their own alliance, the Triple Entente. Later, Great Britain would become a part of the Triple Entente. The nations that created these alliances did so because they felt no nation would attack anyone, because that would cause the other allies to join and cause a major conflict. The third factor was imperialism. We've discussed this before in class, but will become another factor. As discussed before, nations wanted to spread their empire around the world by creating colonies. These colonies provided ports for their navies and resources for their economy. Nations did not want to be left behind as more and more nations began to spread their influence. This created rivalries between the nations of Europe. The last factor is nationalism. This is the strong devotion to one's own nation. As nations grew their empires, ethnic groups in these empires wanted to create their own nations, much in the same manner as Italy and Germany. One nation that wanted this was Serbia. Serbian leaders wanted to expand and unite all Serbians into a greater Serbia. Austria-Hungary, to the north, did not want this expansion, as this could incite a revolution in Austria-Hungary. As time went on, this tension would increase between the two countries. None of these four factors is the only reason why the Great War began, but we'll discuss how these four factors set the stage for Europe to be thrown into war by one teenager's actions.